It's time now for a look at least in local news. In the news, the Georgia legislative session is winding down, and we continue to check in with our local representatives and get their thoughts on what all is taking place in Atlanta. Legislators turn their attention to committee work and looking to pass the state's $37.7 billion budget that prioritizes education in the federal correction system in Georgia. House is debating tort reform bills aimed at limiting large awards in lawsuits. Budget includes $250 million in new spending for Georgia prisons. That move is to reduce the ratio of inmates to correctional officers, and that spending plan takes effect on July the 1st. Lawmakers are on a session day due to it being St. Patrick's Day, but this week we'll be checking in with our state representative, Stephen Meeks. Stephen Meeks says he'll check in around 8:15 this morning, so we'll look forward to talking to him. State Senator Blake Tiller on Tuesday, State Representative Buddy DeLoach on Wednesday. The Chamber of Commerce has their post-legislative luncheon set for April 22nd. That's an annual event where they come and recap the session. Again, it takes place at Coastal Pines Technical College from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. on that date, April 22nd. Tickets are available at the Chamber of Commerce. The tickets for Chamber members, $30. For non-members, $40, but everyone is invited. Again, the number of the Chamber is 912-427-2028. And the Jesup Drive-In had a successful grand reopening this past weekend, as it was shut down for 6 months after suffering major damage from Hurricane Helene. This past Saturday, 137 classic cars on hand, 15 food trucks, a tremendous crowd attending. Glad to see the drive-in back in operation. Again, the Jesup Drive-In back in operation after a 6-month shutdown due to the hurricane. We'll be back with more news after this word from our sponsor, their commercial messages, so please stay tuned. In other news, a restitution hearing was held last week in Wayne County's juvenile court. A judge rules that the 11-year-old who's been released from custody after serving just 7 months of a 2-year sentence for his role in the death of 11-year-old Noah Bush will be banned from attending Wayne County public schools or any public school in the state of Georgia. He'll be under court supervision until he turns 21. Also ordered to pay $15,000 in restitution to Bush's family by working if he's able. Once again, this 11-year-old was tried and convicted on charges of involuntary manslaughter, simple battery, concealing the death of another, and criminal trespassing. Again, received a 2-year sentence but was released after serving less than a year. The Bush family again granted $15,000 restitution. Bush family attorneys say they plan to pursue civil matters. They want charges filed against Natalie Hardison, the mother of the 11-year-old juvenile. She was arrested back on July 10th, the same day as the 2 children were arrested, on charges of making false statements to police during the Noah Bush investigation. She was charged with 2 misdemeanors, but the Bush attorneys say more charges should be filed against her. Once again, this hearing was held this past Thursday in Wayne County Juvenile Court. 10-year-old boy, who is now 11, is reported that he's in intense therapy, and since his separate sentencing, his parents say their son was traumatized by Noah's killing and told the GBI that their son was threatened with a knife by the 11-year-old at the time of Noah's killing. But Thursday is the first time that was brought up at the time of their arrest. Nothing of that was ever mentioned as part of the original investigation. Once again, media not allowed into the juvenile court hearings. All this information comes from the Bush family attorneys after the court hearing. We'll continue to follow the story as it develops. We're hoping to have one of the Bush family attorneys on the Butch and Bob Show in the near future. This Friday in Glenn County Superior Court, a motions hearing and jury selection April 7th for a 3rd trial for Larry Jenkins, who is serving a life sentence for the murders of Terry and Michael Ralston, which occurred back in 1993 here in Wayne County. Jenkins has had 2 trials, convicted both times, had an appeal to the state, that appeal rejected. Now, due to some technicality, lawyers representing him have received a 3rd trial. Jenkins, age 17 at the time the murders occurred, robbed the Ralstons at gunpoint at their family-owned laundromat in Jesup, drove the Ralstons to a wooded area near a railroad track and shot and killed both. Michael was only 15 at the time of his death. The next day, Jenkins and 3 other men were pulled over by police when they spotted the men driving the Ralstons' family Chevy Lumina van. Testimony and evidence in both trials revealed that Jenkins threw the murder weapon into some bushes when he ran from the van and dropped the backpack, which contained $142 in quarters from the laundromat. When he was arrested later, they found Michael Ralston's learner's permit in Jenkins' pocket. 3 other men in the van talked with police. It was established that they were not with Jenkins at the laundromat when Jenkins robbed and abducted the Ralstons. In 1999, Jenkins appealed his conviction, but again, that was upheld. Had a 2nd trial, convicted again, sentenced to life in prison for the murders, but now a motions hearing for a 3rd trial, and that is scheduled for Friday morning in the Glenn County Courthouse. Honorable Judge Stephen Scarlett is presiding. Again, we'll continue to follow this story as it develops. Ralston family members very upset about how much more does their family have to suffer. Jenkins tried and convicted twice, an appeal upheld, but now set for a third trial in Glenn County. Jenkins is now around 50 years old. He was 17 at the time of the Ralston's murders. We'll be back with some final news notes after this word from our sponsor, other commercial messages, so please stay tuned. Final notes and news. Wayne County Emergency Management Director Donnie Ray reminds everyone that on March 20th at 2 p.m. at the JC Fairgrounds and the area surrounding the local hospital, there will be a coordinated training exercise. During this time, residents and visitors will notice a heavy presence of law enforcement officers, fire trucks, ambulances, and helicopters. Again, they state this exercise is routine. It's a planned event to help improve emergency response capabilities in the community. Please be assured at this time it's a training activity and not an actual emergency situation. They state there's no cause for alarm. Again, that's taking place this Thursday around 2 p.m. Wayne County Board of Tourism gearing up for 3 warm weather events. The 2025 Wayne County Spring Fair set for April 3rd through the 12th. The 2025 Altamar River Run scheduled for April the 12th. And the 3rd Annual Jesup Porch Fest set for May 3rd. Entry fee for the fair is going to be $15, but it includes all the rides, which may be limited by height. Hours for the fair are Monday through Thursday, 6 to 10, Saturday, 6 to 11, and Sunday, 6 to 10. River Run on April 12th will begin at the Upper County Gleason Copeland Landing. We'll offer paddlers the choice of 2 takeout points. An 11-mile takeout point will be at Pig Farm Landing, and the 16-mile paddle will take place at JC Landing. There is no charge for this event, but each participant must sign a participation waiver before the paddle begins. If you need more information on the paddle, that can be found on the Tourism Board website, waynetourism.com. Jesup Porch Fest is a music festival held on the porches and lawns of historic homes and churches in the old-time neighborhood of Jesup, bordered by Brunswick Bay, Wayne, and Mahogany Streets, set for May 3rd from 1 to 5 p.m. Musicians and entertainers will be performing, allowing visitors to enjoy music from different venues, traveling by golf cart, bicycles, or on foot between the different host sites. Anyone interested in performing or hosting should contact Heather Altman at the Wayne County Board of Tourism office. That number is 912-427-3233, or they can stop by the Jesup Train Depot. Again, 3 events planned for Wayne County: the Spring Fair, April 3rd through the 12th, Altamar River Run set for April 12th, and the Jesup Porch Fest set for May the 3rd. That's going to do it for latest in local news. Sports comes your way in a few minutes. Bob Morgan, have a great day.